Welcome everyone. Welcome to Butcher and the Beard. I'm David Butcher. That's John Shanley. How's everyone doing
Morning.
today?
Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday.
Quiet Thursday this week. I'm not quiet if you're a big basketball guy, but like most of us, I'm waiting for the tournament. But a lot of big upsets last night, and LSU beats Kentucky, and Georgia Mason beat whoever was ranked number 16. But like in college, especially nowadays, all these guys, it's like it's not that they're all even, but like there's enough talent where even a school that's unknown could come out and beat somebody who's obviously ranked, and that's
Yeah.
why there's always so many upsets in the tournament. So like the gap has closed where like it used to be the top teams were just so much better
Yeah.
than the bottom teams. Now the gap is closed that anything can really happen. Um, but we're the NCAA tournament's going to be coming up soon. Everyone's going to be getting their brackets ready,
Yeah.
and they'll all be busted after the first two two games.
Yeah. No, I don't watch a
But
lot of. Yeah. I don't watch a lot of college basketball,
okay,
so I'm trying to get into that because I would like to, but I love
yeah,
the tournament like you're saying. But yeah, I would like to see what that the talent rank is because they're only staying for what like 1 year now in college and then
yeah,
going to the pros. So it's like they're just like, what does that championship mean to them anymore? You know what I mean? Some of them will stay for 4 years because they love that
well, the
championship.
championships still they still mean a lot. You
Yeah,
know what I
yeah,
mean? To
yeah,
win the whole thing, that still takes but a lot of these top talents that go to the NBA, they don't. Like a lot of the teams that win, you have guys that have been there like 2 3 years. Like
yeah,
you know, like even Brunson, like and those Villanova Knicks, like they played 2 3 years. Those guys, you know what I mean?
yeah,
And they won a couple championships. Like if you've won two, then obviously you stayed more than 1 year. And
yeah,
you know, so like that's a big deal.
yeah,
For winning college. So and I enjoy it. I like seeing a guy who has a little bit of a veteran presence. Like you could see some of the talent with some of these young guys, and I don't blame them because it's like you probably came from not the kind of money you're going to make in the NBA. So you
yeah,
know what? Don't make that risk. Don't stay 2 years in college and go to the NBA. You know what? If I
yeah,
was yuck enough up and coming, I'd probably do the same exact thing
yeah.
because you're going to get guaranteed money, and like God forbid you get hurt. Like you don't want to think that way. You don't go into thinking that way. But if you do, you could cost yourself millions.
Yeah, for
So
sure. Easily millions and millions. Like that's why like them telling you have to play 3 years in NFL before you can even be eligible
right.
for the draft. You know what I mean? That's why the
Like I said, the
NIL so
NFL's a little bit different
yeah,
because, and I understand that because there's just a different size and
yeah,
speed and if you can get hit, your body can just take it more when you're after 3 years. Now I know that people say there's some certain positions that you can kind of get away with, but like guys in the NFL go down every single week, so it doesn't
yeah,
matter. You don't want to hurt these kids, unnecessarily. Even though there's arguments on say like, listen, I went to this high school with this kid and he was like a grown man at that point, but it's still not the same. Like your body
yeah,
is. You may look like a grown man compared to other kids, as and you're like, all right, that guy's going to be a pro athlete. But when he
yeah,
gets to the pros, like, still not going to be, as equipped to deal with the impact that you take from that.
yeah, for sure.
So I understand it in football. Like they do, it's a violent game, and they do what they can to try to protect these guys as best they can. Least they can do is be like, look, you got to be at least 3 years into
Yeah, no, for
college
sure.
before
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So
they
and
want
like I
them
said,
to.
I've heard people,
Yeah,
some of these guys could do it. It's like maybe, but you're really protecting them as well as
yeah.
you're protecting
Yeah, for
you
sure.
know
The one good thing is that the college represents a better form of dieting, training, and stuff like that. So you're gonna get to
yeah,
get what the NFL would bring before you even go there. Because like basketball, you should be already in the gym, but it's just a different workout between basketball and football.
right.
It's
Like you said, basketball's physical, but it's not football.
yeah,
Like you get hit in basketball, you're supposed like the goal is to hit you in football. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like so, you're gonna get tackled, you're gonna get hard, you're gonna get smashed,
yeah,
and that's just protecting people as best as they can.
yeah,
So um, obviously the way the league is in the NBA, like it's even less physical now,
Yeah.
than it used to be because of the rules and whatnot. Like, well, they say that, but then the refs let it go. So like,
Yeah.
there are still teams that play physical out there, and it does affect you. But um, it's just the younger kids can take bumps and bruises and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But like getting full hit on by a linebacker that's 28 years old and in his prime, and it can hit you like a
Yeah.
speeding car. It's you just want to avoid that as long
Yeah.
as
For sure.
possible.
For sure.
So,
It's never fun to get hit.
no, no. When I was younger, I always when I never played organized football, but I used to
Yeah.
play like everybody else on Thanksgiving morning with my friends. No padding, no whatever, and we tackle the shit out of
Yep.
each other and play whatever. I think I broke my nose one year because I tackled someone and he went back and elbowed me in the nose, and I just caused the fumble, got back up with my nose bleeding, and fucking ran the other way.
Yeah.
But but even then, like it was physical. Like at 24, 25, I could do a lot better stuff than I could at like 18, 19 years
Yeah.
old. So those were good times. But like looking back at it, I mean, those games we would play both ways. But I always wanted to be the quarterback. I always wanted, and I could hit people. I could throw the long ball.
Nice.
I could throw it about 50, 55 yards.
Oh, that's nice.
Pretty good accuracy too. I just had a good accurate arm. But like I said, I never ended up playing. Between the politics and whatever, I was just a scared kid. Didn't want to do any of that when I was eighth grade, ninth grade, whatever. My parents also like were against me playing football completely. They're like, no, you can play baseball. I'm like, all right, fine. Um, but that being said, like now, like that I'm older, I'm like, man, I should have just wanted to play defense and just tackle people because instead of being the target, now I'm the one targeting people.
Yeah.
So now I look back and I was like, you know what, I should have, I should have like tried to play football. But I just didn't. And then because once I learned how to play baseball, I was happy playing that. But yeah, my parents were against me doing more football. But then of course my younger brother, they're like, oh yeah, he can play.
Yeah.
Oh, what the hell?
Yeah. That's nice of them. It's always that. It's if you're the older brother,
Well,
you
that's how
always.
it is, and it's true too because you see all these memes and things about like the older sibling versus how you treat the younger sibling. Like the
Yeah.
older sibling, it's like, no, no, you can't do that, you whatever. And the other sibling, they're like, yeah. By the time they've already gotten through some of the stuff with the first sibling, the
Yep.
second one,
That's
they're like,
it.
yeah, just do whatever. Yeah. So, um,
You
that
were the
was it.
test. You were the trial. You were the tester. Like, oh,
I
okay.
was, I was, I was, I was the fragile, don't break,
Yeah.
but whatever.
They're like, oh, we survived
I
with
don't have any
John. We're good.
about that. I mean, who knows how things would have happened,
Yeah, for
Maybe I'd
sure.
be in the NFL, but probably not. I might have a couple of the bumps and bruises throughout the years, but
Yeah.
I enjoyed my time playing baseball, and that learned and turned into softball, and that was a good part of my life. So, and I
Yeah.
also played some basketball. I did play a little bit of organized basketball, but not really like pro. I did college intramurals, and I did some kind of weird league where when we were young, we played this weird basketball league that it was like a recreational league, and we just got our asses kicked every single week. And me and my buddy, it was always a morning game, and we'd show up hungover, and we would still me and my buddy would always play the best, but we would still like lose by like 30 points. So then we decided, you know what, this isn't the game for us, and we took the same core of guys and we added some more and did softball and never looked back because we
Yeah.
actually started winning at softball.
Yeah, that's a better feeling too. Going out every
Yeah,
night to
yeah.
lose. You're like, okay, this is not fun.
Yeah, like we were like the two of us were decent, but like we
Yeah.
just couldn't compare it to some of these key teams. And they
Yeah.
were teams that had coaches, and they were like high school teams and whatever. And we were just like, man, we're getting killed out here. We're like, we can't compete with these guys.
Yeah.
We're like, let's play baseball because we can compete with those guys, and we did. We actually our first year together, never ever playing, we lost in the championship. But
Wow.
that's still pretty good out of 10 teams making it
Yeah,
there, you know.
yeah, for sure.
So we, obviously through the years things changed. Whatever, we won. The core of us won multiple championships and whatnot in different leagues, but still, that sauce over. But anyway,
Yeah, I've been
what about
thinking
you,
about.
Dave? You ever played? You played
Yeah,
football,
I
right?
played high school football. It was a lot of
What did you
fun.
play?
I played a
What
defensive
position?
end, but I was short. I was a short defensive end, but I was in high school. It doesn't matter. They didn't care what size you were. They just let you
Oh
go out
yeah,
there and tackle the quarterback. You know what I mean? And then they're like, okay, you're kind of short. And I moved, and then I just never. I finished school and just did my thing. But if I could go back in time, I'd probably change to like a small linebacker and just tackle the shit out of people. Because you're right. Like I like to be tackled, and that's
middle
what I was.
linebacker. Just
Yeah, you get to do that because I was going to go to college and play a fullback because I was small, but I could actually run and I could actually catch, so I could be a blocker. And if you needed a, a check down, and your running back wasn't open, the fullback was there. But I never, I went there and I applied and stuff like that. I couldn't get a grant though because I was just coming off a walk-in, so like I just never did that. But we go outside and play some things, and then I played some flag football when I moved up here to Tampa area, and that was fun. We never won a championship, but we did have some. We just had fun, man, and we won a lot of games. But it was just not timing of that. But and I played baseball in high school, and my coach was an asshole. But other
right.
than that, if he was my teacher too, so it was like, my God, this guy's gonna be an asshole here and be an asshole in the field. So I was like, and all he did want to make us do is run, run, run. I'm like, I'm running more here than I was running in football, and
Right.
all we did was run. I'm like, dude, we just stand here in the outfield. What the hell am I gonna do here? Like, you need me to
Right.
run for hours for me to sit here in the outfield? Like, what's my
Right.
conditioning like? I'm not gonna lie to you, but my resting heartbeat is there normally the whole time. While maybe if someone hits it out there, I run and then I'm back to just throwing it back there. And then I was like, are you just like expanding practice so that we just run all the time? Because I promise you, I shouldn't be doing Oklahoma drills and all this shit on baseball practice when I'm just standing here for like 90% of the game. It's been my whole life playing baseball. It's like you play outfield, you like literally stand there till something happens, and you run one time,
Yeah.
and then you throw it. Like I should be spending more time literally doing batting practice where it really matters, because I should
Yep.
be able to hit the ball far, not running. Like, I get it. You want my? Am I playing soccer or basketball right now where it's gonna be me running the whole time, or should I be practicing my craft and be knocking these balls out of the fucking park? You know what I mean? I used to ask
Right.
him, I'm
Right.
like,
Right. Right.
what are we fucking doing here? Excuse my language, but like, he's like, what? You don't want to hit better stand? I'm like, yeah, I do. I want to be able to run all game, but I'm not gonna run all game. I'm gonna stand out here in the outfield
Right.
and maybe catch 3 or 4 balls and run after one. You know what I mean? Like, the
Mhm.
chances of me needing to run multiple times, I was just like, yo, is this baseball or is this guy's fucking coaching? Because
Right.
like, I don't know. When I played recreational like baseball, I never ran like that. I think we ran like the field 2 times to start the game. I mean, to start our practice, just to get us like
Right.
warmed up a little bit. But my coach here had us
Yeah.
running the whole damn for an hour almost. It felt like, I'm like, what?
Yeah. Coaches do that in high school. Like
Yeah,
I remember I tried out for my baseball team and I didn't get it because of politics, which was ridiculous. Because then we actually did make a. They had like a winter team, which they just let anybody play, and like
yeah,
I dominated. Like in the one game I hit like 2 home runs and like a triple, whatever. Like I
yeah,
I could hit the ball,
yeah,
you know. But whatever, politics or whatever. But yeah, like you go to tryouts and they make you run for like 4 miles. It's like, what does this have to do with baseball? You know
yeah.
what I mean? But they
I,
wanted you to whatever. And of course, like I was by far the last person, to cross the thing. And then like coaches wouldn't even look at you, and I'd be in the batting cages and like setting the thing for 90 miles an hour, and I'm hitting line drives. I actually knocked over the machine, hitting
yeah,
switch
yeah.
hitter, righty and lefty. And then the coach is just like talking on the side. I'm like, bro,
I,
like,
I, I
but
thought it was a
whatever.
strategy
Like I
game.
said,
Yeah,
I probably wouldn't have been a pro baseball player, but I do feel a little slighted, in that I didn't get
Yeah.
the attention. And then like and also like you know how it is, and it's worse today than it ever has been. But the parents, they think that their son's going to be a pro or
Yeah.
whatever, and they egg on the coaches, and they're constantly, putting the attention on them and this and that. And like my parents they just wanted me to have fun,
Yeah.
and they didn't, they weren't, going to be like, oh, my son could do this, this, and this. They wanted me to play and have fun or whatever. And so, my parents weren't, they weren't going to politic for me to do well, which in the long run, I actually appreciate that, because I wouldn't have wanted to, I wanted to just get noticed because I had the talent, but
Yeah.
for whatever reason, like they were just like, yeah, whatever, so
Yeah. Yeah. If
it,
anybody,
it is what it is, like I said,
yeah, if anybody played
but
baseball in high school, tell us how your coach was, because
right. Yeah,
yeah.
I don't know. And like I said, there is a lot of politics in it, and it was back then.
Yeah.
And I still had a good career playing softball and competitive baseball and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
I'm done with that now. Like I still have the equipment, but part of me kind of thinks about it. But then I remember how like towards the end, like once I hit like 39, 40, it wasn't even so much that I couldn't do it. I still could,
Yeah.
but like every day it's like, oh, I got a game tonight, man. I
Yeah.
just want to hang out. Like
Yeah.
I don't want to go,
Yeah.
and it became a chore to
Yeah.
go to the league games and stuff. And even though like I used to love it, like that, I looked forward every night that I would play, and it'd be like, oh, I'm going to play with my friends. We're going to, kick
Yeah.
some ass. I'm going to play this. And like my just personal things in life, it's like, nah, I need to, and it wasn't even like I felt like I needed to stop doing it. I just, it's like, man, I'm gonna go do this tonight, and that's the other thing. Like, I literally accomplished everything that you could have
Yeah.
wanted to do. Like, I won. We had like 8 different leagues. I've been a part of teams in 8 different ones. I was on tournament teams. We've won tournaments. We traveled and played. So like, there's nothing that I hadn't accomplished. And some guys, they're my age and older, are still doing it, still
Yeah.
doing the travel and this and that. And they just every year and like, oh, they still want to do it, and they have the competitive fire. And it's like, bro, how much more hardware do I need? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I want to kind of do some other things in my life.
Yeah.
So,
For
you know,
sure. Yeah. The travel is rough. Like if you're just going to the same park and playing like 5, 6 teams, that's okay because you're just gonna go
right.
there.
But
But
then it's like, okay, and then once I got married, that stuff was, the
yeah.
traveling part of it was fun.
Yeah.
It's like I ain't going to be going to the worlds or this and that, whatever. And
Yeah.
that was part of me too. And then I was working more, and then I started umpiring, and like opportunities happened with umpire, but then I was tired of all the people bitching and complaining over stupid stuff.
Yeah. That's normal.
And like, I guess when I was a player, I used to bitch and complain too. But at the same time, you learn not to let it affect you, and you just go on and make the next play or whatever. But
Yeah. For sure. For sure.
you
Now
know,
we all hate the refs. You know what I mean? No matter what. So it don't matter if we're
right.
players. We don't matter sometimes if you're the ref. I
I
know
can tell
refs.
you, as an umpire, I was not on the take because nobody ever offered me any money for that. So
Damn.
you
Damn.
know,
Yeah.
if somebody did on a little pee wee game, then maybe I would have thought about it. But nobody ever did that. They just wanted to bitch and complain about
Yeah.
how
Yeah. I don't feel like they're trying
it's my
to
fault,
trying to
my
sway.
fault that they're kids.
Yeah, trying to sway the umpire at the age of 7 or 8. Hey,
Right? Yeah, like
call that a ball.
somebody had a parlay on this game, or
Yeah,
somebody had a bet on this game, and
yeah,
because of me, now your kids lost. Like,
yeah. No, that's
ah, man, yeah.
that'd be funny, but definitely not. When it gets to college and pros, then that's when these people are like, "Yo, I got a
I used
fifteen
to
hundred
do
dollar."
I knew all the players because I played with them. So then, like,
Yeah,
I told them, I was like, look, you better swing the bat, because if it's close, I'm just calling you out on strikes, because I'm keeping a tab of all of my friends that I played with, and I'm gonna. It's like a notch in the bedpost. I'm like, I'm gonna, if I call you out on strikes, I'm getting you.
yeah,
And there was a lot of them where like it was like close, and I'll be like, you're out, strike 3, and
yeah. If
it
it
was
gets
it was so
almost,
funny. Yeah, there was a guy who was actually professional. He he got paid to play, and he was on like the Olympic slow pitch softball team and stuff. And I struck him out.
He was pissed off.
It was pretty funny. Like, yeah, that guy. So he was really incredible, and he hit home runs like it was nobody's business. But he also was sponsored and had tailor-made equipment for him. So like,
Wow.
and like nobody else was allowed to use his shit, but like we would steal it every now and then and just take it in batting practice. They're like, "What the hell are you swinging here? This can't be legal." And
Yeah.
oh nope, you're not allowed to swing that. Blah 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 blah. But we would bust his chops.
Yeah, for sure.
I
Why
actually
not?
became close friends with his younger brother, but he was pretty good too. But the other guy, he was just incredible. And like we would do, they would do a home run derby at the end of the All-Star game,
Yeah.
and they would bring in another like a different pro, like someone who was like well known,
Yeah.
and then you would have a home run derby against that guy.
Oh
But
damn.
they would stack they would stack it in your favor because what they would do is we would use like the better, harder balls, so like we would have more chances of hitting a home run, and he would have to use like a softer one, and
Yeah.
then he would compete against him in a home run derby, and like you would have the advantage. So like a lot of times he would lose, but like these pros came and all they were doing was selling like their merchandise. Like, oh, I got a bat, I can autograph it, and you can have this and this, and I'm selling this for like $300 and this and that. It's like, man, that's crazy.
Yeah, for sure. Those
Anyway,
those are fun days. Those are fun days. Like
yeah,
now I'm ready to join a bowling team on the weeks and just go bowl. I like that.
I used to bowl too.
Yeah, that's fun.
That was I actually, it was a time where I was bowling and I was playing softball, and I had to choose one, and bowling was just became so expensive.
Oh, it
It
is
used to be like
expensive.
$50 a week, and then
Yeah.
it ended up being like $50 a week, and I'm like,
Yeah.
well, $50 a week? I'm like, it's crazy,
Yeah, no,
you know?
it gets
So
expensive.
it was ridiculous. And
Yeah.
then like you had the pots, and like you can make money, and like I was in a bunch of leagues and I did okay. I've won leagues like that before. The
Yeah.
last league I played, I went out with a bang because what I did was you have to obviously establish your average and then you get
Yeah.
a handicap hit. So
Yeah.
like it was like an 8-week league. So like the first 4 weeks, I just got completely trashed. Like we would go to the bar before. I'd have a bunch in me, and I established like a 110 average. But I'm a lot better than that.
Yeah.
So then like I'm probably more like well back then I was probably like a 175 180 average.
Yeah, that's not
So
bad.
then we hung around in the middle because my other buddy who was a really good bowler he just maintained his average at like 170 like 180
Yeah.
185, and then I'm just trash, and then his wife was trash, and then my friend Ray was trash. So then it was just like, okay, I'm gonna stop drinking now. So we're going into a head-to-head matchup. We're getting like 100 pins, and I'm bowling at 200, and then they're like, you guys fucking cheated. And we're like, I didn't cheat, I just got drunk, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
And then we easily, like, so what they do is when you go into the championships, you each week you play the team that's like right next to you.
Yeah, usually that's how it
To
is, yeah.
so like if they're behind you in points, like you play head to head, and then you whatever. We locked up the championship with 2 weeks to go. So like we didn't even play the teams next to us. We played the teams at the bottom because it was like we already locked it up, even if we
Yeah.
lost all the points.
Damn.
So
That's too
uh,
funny.
so yeah, they were really really mad at us, but sometimes you get that, and then sometimes you get leagues where guys are just so damn good, don't matter. You can try to sandbag and get all these points, but then all of a sudden it don't matter because you're going against four guys that can bowl a 250, each. It's like
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
can't
their
do
handicaps
that.
are
And
10.
nowadays too, like the technology is so much better, and the bowlers' techniques are so much better that like there's a lot more bowlers that are really really good. So like
Yeah,
I don't
they
even think I would be competitive in a league anymore because and it's proof in this thing because I used to go to the bowling alleys. Um, Obviously when I played, and like you would go to a bowling alley and you would see like who had thrown a 300 game, and there'd be
yeah.
like five names on there, and it would just be like for the past like 3 years or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So then like bypass another 10, 15 years, you go into the same bowling alley. Now everything's, it's not wooden lanes anymore. It's just polyurethane and all these bowlers. And it's like, oh, these are the bowlers that had a 300 game this week. And there'd be like 20 names on the list.
Yeah.
So
I
it's
get you.
like, what the, I'm like, I'm
They might
like,
have
yeah,
to
it's,
add
it's
more
not even
frames.
either, like I said, the technology and the training and the techniques have been mastered. So like now there's just so many more people that can bowl like that. Like, now I go in if I even was able to bowl like a 160 or a 170 anymore. Like, and like I said, it's a completely different game now. I wouldn't even be competitive. I'm considered trash, at that point, in some of these leagues. So
Yeah.
I'm not there to, you know, be incredible or be an expert, but I just
Yeah.
like to drink and have fun.
For
So
sure.
like that's the thing. Like, you know what? Yeah, I don't need to bowl and pay money to do that. I could just go hang out with my friends at a bar and drink and have
There
fun.
you
You know
go.
what I
There
mean?
you go. Use that
Play
50
cards, that's
bucks.
free.
Use that 50 bucks to drink.
Maybe Sunday we'll go watch that the race.
Yeah.
So so Morgan's gonna be on Saturday or Sunday.
Probably Sunday if it's Sunday race. Get them in the morning. Get them to do the
All right,
prediction. Maybe we'll go
sounds
live
good,
on
Morgan. We look
on
forward to
Saturday.
it.
Yeah.
And then maybe Saturday we'll go live. We're gonna try doing the live strat on was
Yeah.
it Kicks?
Yeah. Kick. Yep. We'll go
All
live
right,
on
so Kick.
Saturday.
We're gonna kick it live on Saturday.
Yep.
First live show ever.
Yep. Let's go.
Um,
We'll be live. We should do it like what the afternoon, midday, or something. Or you want to do it nighttime? You let me know.
um, maybe morning. Maybe
Okay.
morning. Get ready for the day.
Yeah. People are
Tonight
always
is
on.
the like we'll go over some of the games. Tonight is basketball is back in full effect after the All Star break.
Yeah.
Hopefully, some people get healthy. The Knicks don't look so good. I mean, they might get some of the guys back, but their top two guys that they have out, Randall, he was reevaluated, and like it's not off the table that he's gonna have to have season-ending surgery, which
Wow.
would be a real shame because they're not going to win. They're not going to do like for all the people that kill him. They're not going to. They're not going to. Even if they make the playoffs, they're not going to do well without Julius Randle. OG Anunoby, again, he will be reevaluated, and again, they're just like, well, we want to be back soon, but at this point, we're just hoping to be back before the playoffs. OG will be back at some point, but without Randall, like they were just a dominant team with the both of them. And like if
Yeah.
you lose one of those key pieces, like it's like when the Bucks lost Giannis last year, then they went down. You know what I mean? You can't lose that key piece.
Yeah.
So
For sure.
it is what it is. It's gonna suck if that's the case, but either way, it's basketball and the league is back and everyone should be excited.
Yeah.
Because now this is going to be the push for the playoffs and playoff seeding and
Yeah.
see how everybody does and whatnot. So
Yeah. Hopefully Jimmy
NHL's
Butler's back.
in Rangers are hot, man. 8 in a row. That last game actually against Dallas was incredible. Shesterkin looks like he's back. He had some trouble early in the years, giving up some bad goals.
Yeah.
Even the outdoor game, he gave up a few bad ones, but then he was real tight to close that out.
Yeah.
And like he was just standing on his head. Dallas is a really good team, and they played hard, and they have so much talent on offense that that they're just gonna it's just a matter of time before they score a goal. But yeah, if your goalie's gonna play like that, then we're in real good position for
Yeah.
for a playoff run. So Lightning too, they've been kind of up and down, but
Yeah. It's right
we're
now.
looking to get back on track
Yep.
because they have again one of the best goalies ever. So
Yeah.
we look for and like I said, you can be up and down. They're still in a playoff spot right now, and
Yeah.
that's all you got to do is get in. And the
Just get
Lightning
in.
know that more than anybody. You know what I
Yep.
mean?
I would hope
It's
so
not
with the
about
coaching
being.
staff and stuff.
You want to get home ice advantage and you want to win as many games as you want, but it's all about that playoff run and that deep playoff run. So
Yeah.
um,
There's
they
sometimes.
had an easy. they had an easier. They lost in the first round last year, so they should have some rested legs for maybe a long playoff run
Yeah,
this year. We'll
for
see.
I hope so. I hope so. But yeah, no, nothing better than getting home advantage to get those first two goals or first two games on the fucking ice. But sometimes it's nice to steal one from somebody right away, and then
Oh
win
yeah,
those two there at their home, and then come back and have home to close it out and shut them out. Sweep them. So
yeah.
you never know. You never know. You
All right,
steal. Hey, everyone. Make
all
sure
right,
to
everybody.
follow
I guess
us, like, subscribe, and get us
I
on Kick on
subscribe.
Saturday. On
Look,
Saturday we'll be
right. Look
live.
for Saturday Night Live.
Yep. We'll send the thing to the chat
Mm-hmm.
to the Facebook group, and then we'll say we're live, so we'll be good.
All right.
All right, everyone.
Sounds good.
We're out.